Hey everyone, JXBL here with a brand new movie review talking about the video game movie that is Uncharted. That is right, I watched it with my two best buddies known as Mac Tramp and Sentry, and Sentry is one of the biggest Uncharted fans that I know. I'm close and personally with, and especially that I at least dabbled in Uncharted games myself by playing on the PS3 on the Uncharted 3 that was free-to-play version with the likes of Sentry, and then I try to play like the first game that was like like a temporary free on the Plus Store, and also actually played Uncharted 4 with Sentry. But sadly, I'm not too big on it, but I did like some certain aspects and some of the characters. As far as I know it, this movie only took a few elements from like 3 or 4 different Uncharted games, and which I can kind of see why, but I'm only seeing this as like as a movie fan, not much like a video game fan. All right, but I will point out some things I do where I have some gripes with. One of my biggest gripes, though, is most definitely the likes of the choreography. Yeah, I want to talk about this because like I thought the choreography was like awful. Like very sloppy. I don't know who they hired or who thought would be a bright idea for them to like fight all sloppy and looks like freaking like a glitched hitbox from a video game of all things, and not because like there's like big heavy CGI. I'm pretty sure that there might be like a hit here and there by using like some computer magic, right? But I'm just like, nah, man, like no. It's giving me some Dragonheart 2 flashbacks, right? It definitely had like a bad choreography except for one side character, and it's that martial arts chick who I thought did a pretty damn good job on the choreography. So everyone here, like, this ain't it, Chief. Like, no, they need when it comes to a sequel, they better have better choreography. They definitely better need to have better choreography. As far as I know, the movie does come off that like it just makes you want to have fun with it, and I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see why, and it has like a little bit of charm, just not too much charm. So I can at least give it that. It has like a mid-range of charm, like just to go with the flow, and especially there's some like hit or miss humor. Now, the other thing I do want to talk about is the dialogue, in which I'm like, I think the dialogue is fine. I just think they are not being that subtle and want to take a jab at Disney because remember Sony did try to cooperate with Disney with the whole like MCU stuff, right? So they mentioned and referenced the likes of Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, because they have the pirate ships, like Mark Wahlberg saying like, hey, don't pull a Jack Sparrow on here, okay, or whatever. And even saying the likes of like, don't go Indiana Jones on me. And I'm like, coming from this movie, you're a combination of Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider, so don't give me that. Don't give me that crap. I mean, like the story structure is pretty basic, and nothing too wrong with it at all. I think the writing in some areas is a little rough, but it's at least kind of coherent, if you ask me. Yeah, I just think they shouldn't have necessarily need to do that. But, oh well. Heck, I think one of the most criminal type of dialogue I heard from the likes of Mark Wahlberg. I'm not calling him Sully at all. He's just basically playing himself. He's not being in character. So for him to have the audacity to say to Tom Holland's Nathan Drake, who's at least trying his best, trying to be in character, says this to him: "Hey, they need to believe in your lies." And I'm like, coming from you, Mark, I don't want to hear that because you cannot convince me that you are in character. Antonio Banderas convinced me that he is in character. Yes, Antonio Banderas was actually the saving grace of this movie until they done dirty with him later on. I'm not gonna explain as to why, but man, his character known as Santiago, that is an original character for here, he was actually a compelling and investing character. He was selling and delivering all the dialogue and made me believe what he wanted to do was the right thing, even though that like it's obviously he's a bad guy himself. The dude killed his own father. A little spoiler there, but it's right there. It's right there. And that, like, instead of just being that super money hungry, he actually wants to use that money, the gold they're trying to find from some place that is very lost, by using these very ancient relics that are these gold crosses that has like different colored jewels, in which not gonna lie, was actually a very interesting part of the entire movie, especially seeing that running sequence between Mark and and Tom's Nathan Drake, and even the Chloe character chasing each other on getting those gold keys, and even trying to implement them on trying to utilize to use them to turn them like counterclockwise, and trying to still like find some way to use these, So I thought that was the biggest part that I really liked. But going back with Antonio Banderas though, is that like again, very sold on him. I just think it stinks that like they did something dirty with him until they like this is the type of twist they're giving it. Like, come on, it's like no one wanted this type of chick. She's just typical I want revenge and I'm money hungry 101 type of villain. Like, no, I don't want her. No, like, she should have been killed off. Like, no one cares about her. I wanted to see freaking Santiago, the character played by Antonio Banderas, who actually had motivations to be the main villain, not her. Like, nah, just no. I thought that was just wrong, just outright criminal, if you ask me. The other thing I want to give credit where credit is due is the music is actually pretty good. The end credits, at the end of the movie, the choice of soundtrack they go with for ending things off, I thought it sounded okay, nothing too bad, really. But then you see the end credits. Of course, it might lead up to a sequel, right? A potential sequel if the movie did well. But then after the end credits, it was a moment where I'm like, yeah, nope, I do not want to hear this. Let's just go, guys. I'm not kidding. I was like that. I didn't want to hear like a crappy type of song whatsoever. It sounded like very too modern for my liking, if that makes any sense. It sounds like those other some music that they're trying to like be a little bit too hard nowadays. Like, just it just doesn't suit Uncharted at all. Just not. They should have just used like the Uncharted theme song, but in cinematic form. That could have been way better, way better. The other thing I do want to say is the fact that how would I put it like this? They kept on saying like, "Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you trust me?" And I'm like, stop saying crap like that. Just only say it like once or twice. Why does it have to be like way more than that? Like, just not. Apparently, that was the biggest theme in the movie as well, and yet it just doesn't come off as genuine whatsoever. It just came off as very ham-fisted. Like, come on, guys, just not. I see what they're trying to go with, but like, come on, you need to at least be against settle, all right, and at least have some sort of balance, all right. Now, going further away from that is that like, actually, what I liked though was that they showed the beginning of the movie. At first, I didn't. I thought I had a problem with it, but I'm like, you know what, though? Like, I actually do want to know on how they got into that situation before the actual movie starts. But luckily, they did show like a flashback, like seeing Nathan Drake as very much more younger. But now, mentioning this, it comes up as kind of jarring on how they transition the age difference, even though that choosing Tom Holland, who's still kind of young, the guy is 25, all right? So, apparently, if you use that in real time, you mean to tell me that the kid that they chose for younger Nathan Drake to be a kid is like at least like 15 or 10 years old? And I'm like, okay, weird. But oh well. I mean, like, what can you do? So I kind of like shrug it off. But I still thought that the start of the movie was actually pretty solid, though. I just think the transitioning was pretty off for me, So. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Overall, the movie is it's pretty fun. It's overall decent. It could have been way better. It's definitely not a bad movie by all means. Heck, I think I'd rather rewatch this than the likes of the freaking Mortal Kombat movie that came out last year. Yeah, heck, especially with the likes of Rampage, which I really loved a lot. I'd rather watch Rampage and this Uncharted movie, and rather not the other ones. Oh, last thing to mention though, yes, Nolan North does make an appearance in here, which I thought it was nice. And I just think they could have done something with him, you know, like simply climbing or whatever, than, you know, simply saying something, just like hanging there on the beach. But oh well. I mean, like, you cannot ask for too much though, since he did voice as the Nathan Drake, right? Hey, Sonic 2, you better have Dilo White in that one this time, okay? And this time use freaking the Sonic drive-through restaurant, because that was a missed opportunity, guys. Missed opportunity. Heck, what I saw from Uncharted, they used the freaking Papa John's. Hey guys, last I checked, the Batman, which is already out now, used freaking Little Caesars to sell the Batman pizza, which turned out pretty good. Actually, me and my best buddies had that after the movie. So I don't think there's like a Uncharted Papa John's pizza out there, but if there is, let me know in the comments below. Okay. This has been GXBL saying off right now. Later.